we have a quorum. Tonight, as always, we begin with the approval of the minutes. We have the regular board meeting minutes from November 19th, 2018, which is included in everyone's packet, and hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review them. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections in the minutes? Seeing none, I would accept a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
I'll make that.
Motion by Boyce.
Second.
Second by Martin. Roll call.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Public participation, it appears that we have no one that signed up. Village President's report. I have a couple items on the agenda tonight. One is an appointment, as we all know, we had Melvin Marshall had served on the Planning Commission for several years, and Melvin passed away a few months ago. And in his place, or taking that position, I would like to appoint someone tonight. We do have a Planning Commission meeting that's going to be scheduled for next Tuesday, and we wanted to get a full commission for that. So I would like to appoint to the Planning Commission George Weiland. George is a local resident. Him and his wife live on South Poplar Circle, and he is in the construction business and shown interest in the Planning Commission. So I would accept a motion to approve George Weiland to the Planning Commission.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dole. Second by Phillips. Roll call, please.
Dole?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Motion carries. Ryan, I've got George's contact information. If you'll see me after the meeting, I'll give it to you so you can contact him and get him up to speed on the Planning Commission and get his email address and stuff for his correspondence.
Sounds good.
And then the other item tonight in the packet, we have a request from Manteno High School class of 2022. They want to have a Little Caesars pizza sale starting from February 6th through February 22nd, where they solicit sales of Little Caesars throughout the village. Is there any? This is to benefit their prom fund, evidently. Are there any questions in regards to that? Seeing none, I'd accept a motion to approve the class of 2022's fundraiser.
I'll make that.
Motion by Boyce.
I'll second.
Second by Dole. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. That's the only items I have tonight. Village Administrator's report, Mr. LaRock.
Thank you, Mayor. I did have one item we needed to discuss a little bit about, and that's the door-to-door solicitors. We've had a couple of complaints at Village Hall and potentially at the police department. We do have some solicitors in town right now. They have gone through the proper channels. They do have their badges. We have a licensing procedure in place, and they are following that. If someone comes to your door, they don't have a badge, by all means call Village Hall or the police, and we'll make sure to let them know that we have that in place. But unfortunately, we're getting complaints about the tactics they use. There's not a lot we can do about that. As long as they follow the procedures, it is legal for them to go door to door and do their sales here in town. So we wish that they would all act appropriately. That's not always the case, but if we do get numerous complaints and we have something substantial that we can use, we will call their companies and we will pull their badges. But we've got to have the proof to do that. So it's not just a matter of you don't like them coming to the door. If you don't like what they're saying, you can always close the door. If they don't leave, then by, again, all means, call the police, but that should be the end of it, and they should move on. So we just need to let the public know that because we are getting complaints. But
Chris, is there hours? Because somebody asked me down South Creek, and they said it was dark, so after 5 or 6. Is there hours that they can solicit?
there are, and I'm not sure exactly what that is. I wouldn't want to speak out of turn, but there definitely are hours. But I
And the
believe
problem
it's
is that
later than 5.
6 o'clock now, it's dark.
It's
At
dark.
6 o'clock in the summertime, they're out there and it's not. So, you have to check and see what the hours. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Committee reports, Public Works and Utilities, Mr. Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have one item tonight. Ordinance 1817, an ordinance authorizing the sale of personal property, surplus municipal equipment, with the purchase of the new bucket truck and a couple other little vehicles. We got like an 02 F-250 we're going to surplus, a 98 bucket truck, a nice hot box, an 09 Explorer, and an 11 Bell. surplusing, just trying to make some room over there, so.
How, are we gonna advertise those eBay things again?
Yeah,
or-
it's an online bid. Energy is the name of the company. It's kind of like an eBay. They do some extra marketing for us, and they'll take pictures and set up the ads and everything. So we've had some luck with them in the past. So
Okay. So if anybody's interested in the equipment that's gonna be surplus, you can contact Jim Hanley at the Public Works. This is all Public Works equipment, right?
two of them are police
Police vehicles?
vehicles.
Okay.
We got a whole bunch of them, so we're going to put them all in one big basket to try to move the product.
And my next Public Works meeting is December 25th, 7 a.m. Looking forward to everybody. It's canceled. Thank you.
Bring a
So
basket.
we're not gonna have one in
Yeah.
December then?
Yeah, unless something comes up.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Boyce. Properties and Recreation, Mr. Martin.
No more new business on the agenda, just want to touch base, give a big round of applause to the Public Works guys for the, crazy weather that you guys pulled off a great, show for, Santa Claus on Saturday. That was a big deal. All things considered with the weather, it was great. Do you have anything, updates, anything with what's going on here?
No, fireplace, bit of stone on the bottom to wrap up. The fountain, looks like unless the weather changes, we're probably gonna wait till spring. The AstroTurf, as soon as we get done with the Christmas trees, the company's gonna come back and add a couple 100 pounds of sand and kind of broom the grass up a little bit, give it a little more of a, get it to stand up a little more. Right now it's really laying down, so.
Do we leave the inflatable deal, is that supposed to lay out there all winter? Or?
It lays out there. I have
Oh,
a
okay.
cover on order, just unfortunately it hasn't gotten here yet.
I haven't noticed that the picnic tables still hanging from the...
No,
They're down now?
Yep.
They're not high chairs anymore?
Nope, benches on the ground.
Okay, I never paid attention.
It's all those Christmas trees, you can't even see the benches anymore, so, all lights.
That's it.
And yeah, kudos to to them for all the problems that they had on Saturday with, an inch and a half of rain and not knowing whether the event was gonna go off, and I know you had guys running all over because the breakers popping with all the electrical issues, and then also to the guys that went up in the lift, and thank you to the Farmers Elevator for allowing us to put the Seasons Greeting sign up. I think that's a great addition, and getting a lot of comments about that. I'm not, we had to have a lift, and then the guys up there on the crosswalk, thanks for getting that up. I know a couple of our guys, or the Public Works guys, went up on that lift, and you'd never catch us up there. But it looks great, it really does, and like I say, the whole town, when all the lights are working, it looks like a movie set, and
Yep.
that was the goal, and you definitely achieved it, so thank you very much.
Thanks.
Other than that, we have another meeting on March 20th, unless something giant comes up.
Trustee Martin, I do have those hours. It's 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. for.
Oh, geez, okay.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Trustee Martin, I believe Mayor told you last time you were in charge of the weather, so I guess we have, we have you to thank that you stopped the rain just in time.
Oh, okay.
They won't be going to church more now.
I have no action items on the agenda tonight. My next public safety meeting is Wednesday, the 12th of December at 7 a.m. at the Village Hall Conference Room. Had a couple safety tips. Approximately 80% of Americans will shop online this holiday season. That means that there will be a lot of FedEx and UPS boxes on porches. While it is very convenient to have purchases delivered to your door, it also is a target for thieves. Here are a few easy tips to avoid having your Christmas gifts being stolen off of your porch. Have packages delivered to your office or work instead of home. Install security cameras where the packages are normally delivered. Require signatures for your deliveries. Reroute your package delivery if you know you will not be home or when it's delivered. Request a vacation package hold from UPS or FedEx if you are gone for an extended period of time. Insure your packages in case they are taken. 30% of Americans have been impacted by package theft. Try a couple of these simple steps to reduce your chances of becoming a victim. Also want to talk about help keep the wreath red. The wreaths remain lit 24 hours a day in front of the fire station at 13 South Walnut, and the hope is that they serve as a constant visual reminder to practice fire safety during the holiday season. The wreath is lit up with red lights, but if a fire occurs that's directly caused by holiday decorations, trees, lights, cords, candles, burning wrapping paper, and fireplaces, etc., they are changed to white bulbs. It's just to make the public aware. That's the main thing. This time of year, people use a lot of candles, fires, and fireplaces. It's just to make people aware during the holiday season. Make sure candles are in a sturdy spot and don't place them in the middle of a live decoration where they could topple over. Don't place them near a breezy window, and make sure that they don't burn down too low. Never leave them unattended or leave kids alone with them. As far as trees goes, keep yours well watered, at least 2 inches of water at the base, and check that every day. Also check the needles and make sure they're not all dried up. Turn off lights and make sure that there's no frayed wiring on the strands. Don't burn wrapping paper in the fireplace. Only burn dry season wood. And of course, always check your smoke alarms and make sure they are working properly. Make sure you have a fire extinguisher close by at all times. If you have any questions, call the Manteno Fire District Office at 468-7100. Don't forget, adopt a fire hydrant with your neighbors. Keep it cleared at least 3 feet around it all year long. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mrs. Dole. Planning and zoning, Mr. Crockett is not here tonight. He has no items on the agenda. However, he does have a planning commission scheduled for Tuesday, December 11th at 6 p.m. and that will be going because there is a couple items on that agenda. So Tuesday, December 11th at 6 p.m. here in the village board. Finance, Mr. Geske is not here tonight, and there's a number of items on the agenda. Mr. Phillips, you're going to go ahead and go through those.
Okay, nothing on old business, new business. We got ordinance 18-15, an ordinance for the levy and assessment of taxes on real property for all purposes of defraying expenses for all corporate purposes for the village of Manteno, Kankakee County, Illinois, for the fiscal year commencing on May 1st, 2018 and ending on April 30th, 2019.
And yeah, this is the levy that we for the assessment of taxes. We had our truth and taxation hearing earlier tonight, and this is on the agenda for passage and will be filed with the county clerk by the allotted time by the last Tuesday in December. The next item. And
ordinance 18-16, an ordinance abating the tax hereto levied for the year 2018 to pay the principal of interest on $2,050,000 general obligation bonds, alternate revenue source since 2013 of the village of Manteno, Kankakee, Illinois.
Yeah, this is abating the taxes on the $2 million general obligation bond that is designated the golf course note. Even though it's a general obligation through the village of Manteno, that's what the note was for, and that happens to be the only outstanding bond that the village currently has. The next item.
Consideration, a motion to approve the payment of $6,305.35 to Jacob Carlisle, owner of Carlisle Group Properties, LLC, in reference to a TIF facade agreement approved September the 4th, 2018.
Mr. Carlisle had come to the village board and addressed the finance committee, I believe it was, in order to participate in a TIF facade program for his property that he purchased on South Main Street and the improvements on the outside. So this is the payment to Mr. Carlisle for that facade agreement that was approved.
And in consideration, a motion to award the contract for demolition of 54 West 1st Street to Patrick Ryan Excavating, Bradley, Illinois, for a cost of $10,450.
That was bids. You want to talk about that, Chris? The bids that came in for the demolition?
Yeah, we did receive 4 bids for the demolition of the building at 54 first. He was the lowest bidder. He'd also done a couple of demolitions for us in the past, so we know his work. And the police department and fire department and SWAT team are going to be using that building for the next couple of weeks for training. So you may see some windows and doors missing, but shortly thereafter it will be demolished. So it might be an eyesore for a couple of weeks, but we feel the training is really important for those groups to be able to use that, and they don't get too many opportunities to use vacant buildings, so.
Yeah, so if you're driving through town and you see a bunch of police cars and, guys with guns going around, it's a planned event and planned training. And then the fire department, the same thing. Every time we've demolished a building, we've allowed, the training to happen. And, like you said, most departments I know look forward to it, and especially in this case where you've got a two-story, multi-unit building. I think it provides a great spot for training for both the police and fire. So I suspect when that happens, that I assume we'll probably have the street blocked off, or so people will be avoiding that area. I'm not sure what dates those are, but it's going to be in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, SWAT team is using it on December 11th, so the police will use it before that, and fire will use it after that for about a week each, so.
And the demolition will occur
Hopefully within
a
a
week
day or
before
two.
Christmas or something.
Yeah, it was scheduled right now for either the 18th or 19th, so
Okay.
as soon as fire is done with it.
And the next item?
Ordinance 18-18, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of the property commonly known as 130 North Cypress Street, Manteno, Illinois.
This is the DN subdivision that we discussed at the Finance Committee meeting a couple weeks ago. We were contacted by the former State Bank of Herscher, who is the current owner, and offered that to the village at a very low, reduced rate. We don't have a plan for it right now, but we're going to take control of it so we can be able to keep it manicured and come up with a plan for that property at some time in the future.
Payment of bills of $238,515.03 includes TIF 1 of $34,370.82. Bills authorized and paid between board cycles, $40,496.58. Finance Committee meeting report, next meeting will be Wednesday the 12th.
Thanks, Mr. Phillips. And then general government, do you have anything for that?
No, that's all we have.
Okay. So the items that we'll be voting on the consent agenda tonight are as follows. Under old business, nothing. Under new business, ordinance 1815, an ordinance for the levy and assessment of taxes on real property for all purposes of defraying expenses for corporate purposes of the village of Manteno, Kankakee County, Illinois, for the fiscal year commencing on May 1, 2018 and ending April 30th, 2019. Item number 2 is ordinance 1816, an ordinance abating the tax hereto levied for the year 2018 to pay the principal of and interest on the $2,050,000 general obligation bond, Series 2013 of the village of Manteno, Kankakee County, Illinois. Item number 3 is a motion to approve the payment of $6,305.35 to Jacob Carlisle, owner of the Carlisle Group Properties LLC, in reference to the TIF-to-side agreement approved on September 4th, 2018. Item number 4 is ordinance 1817, an ordinance authorizing the sale of personal property, surplus municipal equipment. Item number 5 is ordinance 1818, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of property commonly known as 130 North Cypress, Manteno, Illinois. The payment of the bills, a motion to award the contract for the demolition of 54 West First Street to Patrick Ryan Excavating out of Bradley, Illinois, for a cost of $10,450. And the payment of the bills in the amount of $238,515.03, of which $34,370.82 are TIF 1. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be voted on individually? Seeing none, I would accept a motion to take a single roll call vote on the question of passage of the agenda items as read.
I'll make that.
Motion by Boyce, second by Martin, roll call.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Dole? Yes. Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carried. I'd accept a motion to approve by unanimous vote the ordinances, resolutions, motions, and orders contained in the consent agenda as read.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dole, second by Boyce, roll call.
Dole?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Phillips?
Yes.
Motion carries. Comments, anything tonight, Mr.?
No,
Boyd.
what a great job the Public Works did and Sarah did for our big day on Saturday. Thank you very much.
Mr. Martin?
Agreed. And Wendell, you are in fine voice tonight.
Mrs. Dole?
I agree, it was, I was down there by Anthony's or whatever, and thank goodness for the speaker system, because I could hear you down there too, or whatever, so
Good.
it was good, it really, it lit it up.
It's great when
Everybody was
when
clapping and everybody was happy.
it's great when things come together.
It was really impressive, and you guys really did a great job. Everybody seemed to have a good time. Santa and his wife had a good time too. I don't know if they were doing something to keep themselves merry, but they seemed to be. That's all I had.
Yeah, it was a great event, and I know Sarah went through a lot to try to put it all together, and she ended up having, because of the rain earlier in the day, she ended up canceling the sleigh ride and the horse carriage and the train, and there was a lot of other things that would have happened had it been a nicer day. But it's kind of hectic for her trying to figure out whether or not, to keep all that stuff coming or not. Like I say, the morning was pretty miserable. Public Works was having a terrible time trying to keep all the lights on from the moisture getting into all those breakers that are out there. So that, it ended up, doing a great job. I talked with some of the people in the business walk, and the library had 550 people go through the library, which was probably the farthest venue from the Hassett Center. So to have 550 people go through there on a night when it could have been a potential flop because of the weather. That's really a great thing. Who knows what it would have been if the weather would have been a little bit more cooperative and we would have been able to have more of our events. So kudos to the Public Works and to Sarah for putting on a great event. They always do. The trees and the main street, the whole town looks great. So thank you very much. I know you started the day after Oktoberfest to put up, how many thousand lights are up?
I'm throwing a number out of over 1 million at this point,
So, yeah.
from what we just purchased and what we put up, and we put up 100 or more lights on each light pole in town, so we gotta be an unfathomable amount of
Points
Christmas
light,
lights.
and the season's greeting sign, again, another added attraction for this year. The trees, the square, it looks wonderful, and I think Manteno is the envy of the county for the things that we've been able to accomplish, and as nice as it looks. So thank you very much. One other item that I need to read. A notice is hereby given that the office of the village clerk, local election official in and for the village of Manteno at 98 East 3rd Street, Manteno, Illinois, will be open on the following schedule for the purpose of accepting candidate petitions or certificates of nomination for the consolidated election to be held on April 2nd, 2019 for the following offices of village trustee, 4-year term, and village clerk, unexpired 2-year term. December 10th through December 14th from 8 to 4:30, and December 17th from 8 to 5 p.m. Other than that, I have nothing further, and I would accept the motion to adjourn.
Make that.
Motion by Boyd, second by Martin. Roll call.
Boyd,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Dole, yes, Phillips.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming.